Hello, this is Brentwood Theatre, where all kinds of exciting things happen on a daily basis. There's a coffee shop, there's a bar, there's a studio where you can have meetings or parties, and people even come here and put on shows. But not everyone knows about Brentwood Theatre or how brilliant the musicals and dance shows that you can see here are. So we've decided we're going to take a step into the digital age and are trying a video blog, a vlog. Now this is the first one. I'm Kay, and today I'm talking to 4 actors from the Brentwood Shakespeare Company. We're going to be seeing a speech from the play, which is Julius Caesar. I'll be talking to Rhiannon, Munson, Hobbs from the Mums and Tots dance classes that happen here at the theatre. And Jordan Cox is a 16-year-old who knows how to get the best out of your money when you're shopping. He's running a seminar on couponing, and we're talking to all of those today here on the Brentwood Theatre vlog. Now, Jordan Cox is 16. He's from Brentwood, he's still at school, and although a lot of us probably collect money off coupons for our shopping, Jordan has taken this to extremes. He reckons he can save about £1,500 a year off his family's shopping bills, and he's willing to tell us how. So he's with us today at Brentwood Theatre on our vlog. Hello, Jordan.
Hiya.
Now, people might think, why are you coming along to talk about coupons at Brentwood Theatre? You're going to be running a seminar here.
Yeah.
In the not too distant future, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm going to teach people like the basics of couponing and how to begin and how to save a lot of money.
Excellent. So you've got 2 seminars. And
yeah.
when are they going to be?
That's April the 22nd, no sorry, April the 13th and June the 22nd.
And that's in the bar down here?
Yep, in the Spotlight Bar.
Brilliant. Okay, so now, where do we get these coupons from then?
Well, you can get them in all sorts of places. You can get it online, there are certain websites so you can just click and print them out. Or sometimes if you email manufacturers saying how much you love their products, they send you coupons in the post. Or you can even get them in store, in like in-store magazines that are free.
So you collect really anything you can find that's got a coupon in it?
Yeah. And
what's been your best coupon-reduced shopping bill?
Not too recently. I had a shopping bill that came to £104 and I got it down to £1.62. I saved £103 that day.
I do think that deserves a somewhere. And that many coupons, I mean, are these coupons, as I say, that we clip out of magazines, or the kind of reward savings as well?
Yeah, some of them as well. Like you can get a lot of money from Tesco Club Card if you sign up to them, or it's the same with Nectar Points and Sainsbury's. You can save a lot of money with them because they send you out coupons in the post for you to use in the supermarket. So.
Yeah, so sometimes it is a case of spending money to save money, but if you can spend less, happy days. Brilliant. So, do the coupons always work? Because sometimes it's better to buy an own brand product because that's cheaper than the name brand product with a coupon. Yeah, sometimes if you look in the supermarket, you can see that the own brand, say Tesco own brand, is cheaper than the actual manufacturer's brand. And most of the time they're actually a lot nicer than the manufacturer's brand. And if you can get it for cheaper as well, then it's even better. Yeah. Now you've got a Twitter page. I do. You've got or a Twitter site. You've got a Facebook page. I do. How are people using that? Are you followed by many people? I've got over about 2,000 people combined between the two, and most of the time I just post coupons online when they come out, and I link them up to deals. So if Tesco's got a sale on cat food and there's a cat food coupon, then I post a deal with the sale and tell people how much you get it for. Brilliant. And when you say you reduce the money, I'm assuming you kind of go shopping with your mum or whatever. Yeah. How happy is she with you? I think very happy. Considering I've saved so much money, we've put it towards things for us, like nicer things. Instead of spending on groceries, we've treated ourselves to holidays and days out. Yeah, yeah. And how did it start? Because you're only 16 now. You're just a whippersnapper. Yeah. How do you start doing this sort of thing? Well, there was a show on the TV called Extreme Couponing, and it's over in the US where they save, you know, like $1,000 worth of stuff and get it for free in the supermarket. And I started looking up coupons, and I found that you can do it over in the UK. Although loads of people are sceptical over here that it can't be done, but I'm living proof it can be done. Brilliant. Okay, so if we want to learn how to do this, it's at the Brentwood Theatre, Spotlight Bar on the 13th of April and the 22nd of June. Yeah. How can we get in touch? Either go onto the Brentwood Theatre website and have a look through there, or I might be handing out leaflets and posters around Brentwood High Street soon,
So there's got the contact information on there where you can phone up and book your spot.
Brilliant. Jordan Cox, thanks very much. Our next guest on the Brentwood Theatre stage is Rhiannon Munson Hobbs. Rhiannon is a dancer. She's just started dance classes at the theatre for mums and dads and tots, and another one for preschoolers as well. So Rhiannon, thanks very much for coming on today.
Thank you.
Now, how long have you been dancing? Because you're a professional trained dancer.
I am, yes. I've been dancing probably ever since I was about 6, so years and years now. So I started just locally on the corner of Brentwood. Sort of carried on, and have just graduated from professional training. So.
And have you done any professional dancing with companies?
Yes, I performed, whilst I was still at school, I performed with the National Youth Ballet of Great Britain for a couple of seasons, and I've been sort of touring around the country, so I was up in Edinburgh quite recently, and been doing bits and bobs ever since then, and do quite a lot of stuff with Pineapple Dance Studios as well.
Oh, brilliant. Kind of Louis Thingamabobs and that sort of...
Yeah, bits and pieces.
Yes. So, what sort of dance is your speciality? Are you a ballet dancer or a tap, or do you do everything?
I do everything. I tend to, these days, when I'm working with children, we do a lot of kind of ballet-based stuff, because it's quite good for coordination, posture, musicality, things like that. But I also do quite a lot of commercial street dance, and also a lot of contemporary stuff as well.
Brilliant. So you're bringing in the mums and the dads?
Yes, and the dads as well.
And tots?
And tots.
What age is a tot?
The first class that we have, which is from 10 till 10:45 on a Friday morning, is for the younger ones, so that's when the mums or dads will dance with them. And so that's anything, I mean, it's more stages rather than ages, but from, we say, roughly 1.5 to 2 years upwards. And then the second class, which is 11 to 11:45, they're slightly older, so more preschool, kind of 3 or 4. It does vary child to child, but we say probably about 3.5, 4 years old for the second class.
Okay, and the mums don't come in with the preschool ones, but they come in with the tots?
Yes, so for the second class, the mums can sit in the cafe and have a coffee and a chat with their friends, whilst the children come and dance with me.
So it's quite a nice social occasion,
yes,
especially now the coffee shop is up and running.
Exactly.
Yeah. Lovely. Now, what sort of, I mean, you've said you're going to do a little bit of kind of ballet things with the tots. Yes. Does this mean the mums have to come along in their leotards and leg warmers?
If they want to, they absolutely can. No, what we tend to do is the mums just wear comfortable clothing that you can move in. With the younger ones, mummies are more just there kind of to hold hands and help, and obviously we do bits of partner work, so it's quite nice sort of bonding for mummy and baby. But yeah, the mums will join in and do bits of dance, but it's quite simple and they're all there to help.
Yeah, and is this one of these things we have to book up well in advance and pay a term time fee, or
no,
is it
absolutely
drop in?
not. It's just drop in. It's $3.50 per class, so it's very good value, and it's just turn up on the day. So no pre-booking, no paying per term, just turn up on the day.
Brilliant. It sounds great. I hope it goes well. Have you got many people ready to come already?
Yeah, we've got quite a few interested people, so hopefully it will build and build.
Great. Rhiannon, thank you very much for coming today. Hopefully you'll come back in and give us an update, perhaps with a tot or two.
Yes.
Thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
Pardon me, thou bleeding piece of earth, that I am meek and gentle with these butchers. Thou art the ruins of the noblest man that ever lived in the tide of times. Woe to the hand that shed this costly blood. Over thy wounds now do I prophesy, which like dumb mouths do ope their ruby lips to beg the voice and utterance of my tongue. A curse shall light upon the limbs of men. Domestic fury and fierce civil strife shall cumber all parts of Italy. Blood and destruction shall be so in use, and dreadful objects so familiar, that mothers shall but smile when they behold their infants quartered with the hands of war, or pity choked with custom of fell deeds, and sees a spirit ranging for revenge, with Arte by his side, come hot from hell, shall in these confines with a monarch's voice cry, Havoc! And let sleep the dogs of war, that this foul deed shall smell above the earth, with carrion men groaning for burial.
Our final vlog guests on this first Brentwood Theatre vlog are from Brentwood Shakespeare Company. Brentwood Shakespeare Company was formed in 1994 with the aim of bringing Shakespeare's plays to life in the wonderful acting space of Brentwood Theatre. This year their chosen play is Julius Caesar, which tells the story of the conspiracy against Caesar, his assassination and the defeat of his conspirators. I realise I've now ruined the end of the play for anybody else to see it before. We welcome today Alan Ablewhite, Lionel Bishop, Hello. Matt Jones and Sydney Hills. Thank you very much for coming in this afternoon.
Thank you. Pleasure.
Alan, let's start off with a bit of background.
Right.
Where do the Brentwood Shakespeare Company actors come from? Are they from Brentwood or all over the place?
They actually come from Brentwood and Havering in the main. We have had people from Southend and from Chelmsford and inner London. Matt comes from Ilford. So this area, southwest Essex really, I don't think they've come from further afield than that.
And it's been going since 1994. You've been pretty much a founder member, haven't you?
I've been in every one of our productions except the two that I directed.
Marvellous. And is there still a hunger for Shakespeare in Brentwood and Essex?
Oh, we hope so.
And in terms of getting actors, is it easy to find people who can cope with Shakespeare? Because it's not easy to get your tongue around some of the words sometimes.
That is true. You need a little bit of experience, and a good director does a bit of teaching in between while you're doing. But no, it's not as simple as drawing on comedy, say. No, there is. The trick, of course, is to get it to sound understandable while at the same time still being verse. And if you're any good, you can do it, and if not, it sounds terrible. But we try.
Sydney, you are Julius Caesar, so you're the main character. Is this a play that's being done with spears, or have you set it in more modern times?
I think we're setting it in more modern times. Please don't ask me to identify the modernity. It is a little bit beyond me. Unfortunately, I'm not a director, but it is modern. So one has to allow for some of the modern affairs coming into it. There will be certain changes of relationship between the characters and the way that shall we say, things occur during the play which would not necessarily have happened in Caesar's time, being modern. So the dress will obviously be very, very different.
Because there are parallels that can be drawn between the story of Julius Caesar and, I suppose, modern
Well, the wonderful thing about Shakespeare is he's virtually timeless. You can put Shakespeare into almost any age, and he is relevant to what is happening in political and social terms, in comedic terms even as well. I mean, he is jolly funny. Perhaps not as way out as some of the comedy that one gets today.
There aren't many laughs in this play, though.
But not many.
Few and far between.
I think there could be some if we aren't very careful.
Yeah, true.
Especially when one dies.
Trying to think, there's a bit of stabbing goes on.
Yes, although it's modern and in the war scenes towards the end, people are carrying sub-automatic machine guns and stuff. He still gets stabbed with knives.
Excellent. And the person who stabs, again, to destroy the story for anyone who's never seen the play, is you, Matt.
Yes,
well, you are the killer.
Well, we all are.
It's not the only one.
It's like Murder on the Orient Express, we all done it.
Okay, well, I'm going to point that mic at you.
That's fine. The thing with Brutus, I think he's the only one in it that really has a clear moral objective in this. A lot of the other conspirators, they have their own means and their own jealousies to contend with, and that's why they often. But Brutus is quite a noble man, and he wants what's best for Rome as a whole. He's not a selfish man. He's not thinking about himself. He's thinking about everyone in Rome, and that's why he decides that actually, yes, he will join the conspirators who have already been plotting. And once he decides to go ahead, they think, right, they've got strong enough backing. Let's go for it.
Is this something you discuss before you start rehearsing the play, so you all understand where your characters are coming from?
Not always. Obviously, everyone has their own different way of looking at the different parts that they're going to. Obviously, reading the script first, and that should tell you everything you need to know, more mainly. But then, obviously, wherever you don't understand, fellow actors, and especially your director, is the person you go to at that point.
I think we talk amongst ourselves, don't we?
Yeah, I think everyone's done a bit of
rehearsal.
Oh,
We
yes,
say
yes,
we
yes.
ought to, maybe in the scene, if I did so and so, that would then make some more sense relative to what you're doing, which we haven't yet brought out in the dialogue that we're using. And as Alan says, it's making the Shakespeare sound sensible and real, and very often it's the interpretation of the words you're using which then creates the relationship between the two, and you then build on that as you rehearse.
Yes.
So the rehearsal time is so terribly important for building those relationships, which then translate, hopefully, to the audience.
Now, Lionel, you're playing Mark Antony.
Yes.
We know that you survive because you go on to another play.
I do, yes.
It is very much a boys' play, this one, isn't it? I mean, you've got guns, you've got knives, you've got all kinds of bits of kit that you can kill each other with. And as far as I can recall, there aren't many men dressing up as women.
No, and I'm glad about that.
Yeah.
But we do have some of the conspirators are women, though.
Oh, good.
Well, it's one is, yeah.
Excellent. But it is...
Well, the soothsayer in this is played by a female.
Yeah.
Who is normally been played by a man traditionally, but now it's been played by a woman who's a kind of witchy kind of person.
Yeah. Is it nice to have quite a kind of a boys' play though?
It is, yes. I think it's good fun, isn't it? And I think it's good fun. I mean, obviously, you know, I can't speak about these two because these are my enemies.
Oh, I hate them.
But it's good fun. It's got great storyline. There's a bit of politics in there. There's a bit of friction between the two different sort of factions in Rome. And there's like the power in there, and that's a really good story.
Yeah, sometimes you're not sure who your friends are.
No.
Yeah.
Like my friend Brutus. He's supposed to be my very good friend. He's the Caesar's angel, and yet
it's very political, very easily, but I think it's very relevant to modern times with the way things happen in government, etc., and that, and with certain leaders being overthrown. I won't quote anyone in recent history, but yeah, it's definitely got echoes of what's going on at the moment in the world.
Well, it certainly plays out that way because one of the basic flaw with the plot is that they don't really plan what's going to happen afterwards. And so they kill the dictator and take over, and it all falls apart and ends up in a nasty civil war.
Which has a tremendous parallel today.
Well,
if you look back
name your country,
without
basically.
anything in particular.
Now I know that we've pulled you away from your get-in at the moment, which is why you're so beautifully dressed.
Oh yes, apologies.
Covered in paint. But you're on at Brentwood Theatre. Julius Caesar Tom at the Brentwood Theatre this week from Thursday.
Wednesday,
yes.
Okay, tickets I'm assuming are still available.
Yes.
And do come along, and potentially an award-winning show for Brentwood Theatre and Brentwood Shakespeare Company.
Indeed. Thank you.
Lovely, thanks everyone. Thanks so much. That's our 4 Shakespearean actors.